Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Swarm Gaming. So today I'm going to show you how to complete a mission. How to focus on a mission and not get distracted. So what I like to do is I like to get a 3 times or more blessing from Mondo Chick. I have come to the conclusion that the best thing that Mondo Chick can give me, aside from the mythic egg, and I've only known of like 2 people that have told me that they got it. One person that I know has gotten it, which was one of my friends, is the blessing, because the blessing is where the fast farming starts. Now there's 2 types of fast farming. The first is when you want to get like 2 billion, 5 billion or more once or twice a day. So that's kind of like the bulk of like what you want to do. That's kind of where the pro thinking starts, is you kind of plan out, all right, I'm going to use this, and this. I'm going to wait for this field. I'm going to donate to the wind chimes and hope that I get these wins. I'm going to use the dice to hope that I can boost it up, so on and so on and so on. So it starts with the mondo and that, and that's one fast farming. The other fast farming is you get the mondo blessing, and then you say, all right, I'm going to go to this field and I'm going to farm this amount so I can get this done. Because you just don't want to go to the field and say, all right, I'm going to farm. And then you keep doing that, it's going to get boring. And I hear it in chat and I'm just like, but there's a way to get through this. There's a way to get through it faster. So I'm on my pro account. I have my diamond mask on. I go with my diamond mask and I go with my gummy mask. I go back and forth. Sometimes my demon mask if it's in like the pepper field. But let me tell you the reason why I'm going with the diamond mask. Primarily because it has 3 times the capacity. Right now I have a marshmallow bee, which, you know, the white pollen, 50% capacity, increases the convert rate. Remember, less time at the hive is better. Also, the faster you can get the stuff out of the bees and into the honey, the better too. Which is why, what's a very important thing to do with fast farming? Converters. Converters. Use them. That's why you want to go to Mono Chick too. You got the blessing and you got the converters, because trust me, you will be using the converters a lot. A lot. That's something that I had to learn. I'm passing that knowledge on. Know it. You can't have one without the other. It's a balancing act. If you got the blessing, you got to have the converters, because they will come in handy, especially with the blue mask. Even though it has a passive called Diamond Drain, which takes a huge chunk out, what you want to see is you want to see that pollen thing go up fast. Alright, so we're going to go to the rose field. Even though I have a blue mask, don't worry about it. Trust me, you'll see it work. I have to get 245 million. I have the marshmallow bee, which still has 16 minutes and 40 seconds on there. The blessing, which is 34 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's well within our means. We're going to do an oil, which is faster. Now there's other things we can do to make it go faster, like we can do the gumdrops and everything, but I think this is about it. We are going to do, like I said, there's a bunch of stuff you can do, but you got so many missions that you kind of want to do just kind of like the minimum to get you through it fast enough, right? I know this is kind of confusing. Now, I don't use enzymes for anything anymore because everything that requires enzymes is already been used. Right now, I'm working on the gummy boots and it doesn't require enzymes. So enzymes is great because it's instant conversion. Once again, less time at the hive, right? Less time at the hive. So we are going to do a enzyme there. So now we are all set. So let's try to get 245 million at the rose field. First thing I do is I get positioned. I use the AWSD keys. I put my sprinkler in and I get going. Now something that I try to do is these fuzz balls are going to be popping out. I got 4 fuzzies. I have 3 of them gifted. 1 of them is not gifted, and it really doesn't matter because they all have high energy. When I say high, I mean like over 1400. I was going to say over 1500, but I think the one that's not gifted might be like 14 something. So they all pollinate really good. And 3 of them, since they're gifted, is going to give me that. Is going to give me that yellow haze, which also acts like a sprinkler, and it gives me super flowers temporarily. So if you think about it, even though I don't need an extra sprinkler, but as you can see, the tornado does tear up the flowers, even with the sprinkler there and the haze. So we need 245 million. I didn't see where this started, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep our eye out on the enzymes, because the enzymes is 10 minutes, right? That's 10 minutes. And I think I hit an oil. Really can't see. Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. It was right next to the enzymes. So really, the only boost that we have here is kind of like the minimum. Now, I did the oil because I don't have any extra speed on this guy. So I actually go through a lot of oil. A lot of oil. I'm always crafting oil. Always crafting oil. Now you see the that triangle? That's from vector B. Now the good thing about vector B is I can't be all over this field all the time. So when I see that, I try to get it as wide as possible so it can grab any tokens that I can't get to. I pop the bubbles because the bubbles give me pollen, as well as they will fill up any gaps and holes. It's important to get the token links because that also kind of works like a vector B, but I actually think a lot better. Okay, so we've been at this for what, maybe 4 minutes now? Maybe less than that. Something to also think about, it's really not that important, but if you see like a goo spot, try to go toward that. Now, some people may say, well, why don't you go for like the goo mask? Well, look at where we're at right now. We haven't had to use a converter. We started out just about at the low end of the pollen, and the max on this is 110 million, and it has a drain at 30 tokens. And if you look right next to here, I'm just going to stop for like a little bit. Once that hits 30, the diamond drain comes out, and it's probably going to do between 20 to 30 million. Now, it's possible that I can get it before this thing says it's full, and I actually might keep doing it while it's full. Okay, so it's out. It hits it. Oh, for 18.4 million. Brings it down a little bit, right? Brings it down a little bit. So if you think about that, 110 million plus another 18 million, that's at 128 million before we have to use our first converter. Before we have to use our first converter, we did 128 million. And remember, we got to get to 250 million. All right, so we're going to keep going. Now with the gummy mask, you can say, well, instead of the diamond drain, you hit the gummy morph, and there's instant conversion right there, and you didn't have to use the enzymes. That's true. That is true. But as a balance, because this game is all about balance, you have one good thing here, you have you have to take away something there. So the gummy morph is all about instant conversion, but you don't know when it's going to hit, right? It may not hit as much, and your pack is smaller because this is not a white field. Where with the diamond mask, it's better when it's in a blue field, but in a red field it works because of two things. Because of two things. The marshmallow bee increases the size of the backpack, and the mondo chick blessing increases the size of the backpack. So this is like fast farming on the low end. You know, I'm not going to get, you know, like 5 billion, 6 billion, 10 billion like off of this. Now granted, there's a lot of things that we could have done to make this go faster. Like we have the gumdrops down there. We could have did that. We could have done a tropical drink which increases the crit chance by 5%, which means that every once in a while this thing may have grabbed like a little more pollen. But you know what? You can't use these sort of valuable craft materials like all the time. If we had to do like a high tier white field, right? If we had to do like a high tier white field like coconut field, you would definitely use a tropical drink, even if it's not a fast farm mega type, right? Just because it's made for a white type of field. Now, another thing that I could have done, but I didn't do, is use a red extract. Now, as a noob and mid-level, you'd be like, oh, no, no, no way. Now, I'm working on the gummy boots, and I need 300, but I'm over 300 now. So I'm going to do a video where I show you how to fast farm with red extract. Quick note, red extract is like half of a purple potion. Purple potion boosts the red flowers by 1.2. Red extract boosts red flowers by 1.2. I believe that's it. I believe that's how it works. And of course, when you get to this point, you're actually gaining boosts faster than you're using them. So now we're coming up to the max. We're at 18 of the diamond drain. I don't think we're going to hit it, and I don't think we should wait. So let's go down. So now we might actually be done with this. Let's check. We are done with the rose field in 12 minutes. So that is how you would fast farm 250 million with just those 3 boosts in about 8 minutes and 20 seconds.